everyone, sorry, because of the social distancing I can't think of a way to do this in one video without me chatting first and then trying to video a bit of my work with Billy separately. But I've had a few people mention me doing a bit of a thing on bolshiness on the ground, poor manners on the ground, because I think coming into spring everyone gets it a bit worse, where the horses just get a little bit rude and full of themselves, and I find that I know it sometimes does translate into ridden behaviour. I'm not saying that bolshy horses aren't more bolshy to be ridden quite often, but actually I've ridden a lot of lovely horses over the years to ride who would quite happily plough you down on the floor, and the two issues are quite separate in my mind, although good groundwork will help your ridden work anyway. But yes, so I'm going to do a bit of work with Billy. He's not done a lot on a lunge line, and I'm not going to work him particularly far away from me because he's just not ready to lunge yet. He's not confident away from me as much as I'd like him to be, but hopefully by putting him on a slightly longer line you can see how I work with him. Hey Sammy, you hear Sammy snorting at me there, but yeah, hopefully you can see a bit of how he works away from me, and how I correct any behaviour that I don't like. I'm not a qualified instructor. I've done my BHS stages and almost qualified as an instructor and then decided that it really wasn't for me. But the caveat to this video is, if you are really struggling and if what I suggest doesn't help you and the tips don't really work for you, go to a riding instructor and ask for a groundwork lesson. A good riding instructor will be able to help you with lunging work, with your general ground manners, and will be able to help you across the board. And if they're struggling to do that, you need a different instructor, because I know my first port of call, if I was struggling with anything with Billy, would be to go to Joe, which is another Joe, confusing. Joe Wilkinson, excellent BHS instructor, and she would be just as competent to help me on the ground as she is in the saddle. On that note, I'll crack on and do some work with him. He's just having his breakfast at the moment. Sorry, Frankie's come over now for a hug, and Benny. Frankie, hi, say hi. Yeah, so I'm just going to crack on. I know, sorry, that was a really prattly explanation to what I'm doing, and I'm very squinty. It's incredibly bright this morning. Billy was really bolshy, not in a mean way, in a quite a nervous of new surroundings way. When I first got him, he was quite nervy of new people, sharp. If I took him into the other half of our field, so it's split, so you can only you can't see all the other horses unless you go through the gap into the second section, depending on which side, he would turn and pull loose of me and go back to them. We're into the third week of having him now, and there's none of that. He's actually really lovely now. I'd like to think that was all me. I'd like to think that it's just that I'm really good at training them, but I think he's just a really willing, nice, likes to learn type horse as well. That really helps. But any horse can be taught better ground manners, I think, in my experience of working with a lot of different horses from a lot of different yards, with consistency and knowing how to react quickly to their reaction to you. Everything can be improved without too much of a battle.